Welcome to the Greenway Outdoors podcast. The Greenway Outdoors is also an internationally syndicated TV show on Pursuit Channel and Wild TV. You are now tuned into our weekly podcast hosted by executive producer Kyle Green, production coordinator Jeff Hutchinson, director AJ Beadle, and creative producer Ryan Parks. We live in a world where our natural resources are almost solely protected by funds raised by hunters and fishermen. With over 60% of those funds coming from white males over the age of 55, the Greenway Outdoors team has set out on a mission to create content that would inspire millennials, Generation Z, and new sportsmen and women to get out, hunt, fish, and contribute towards conservation and the betterment of our planet. Welcome to the Greenway Outdoors. Hello and welcome to episode 18 of the Greenway Outdoors podcast. I am Kyle.
I'm Jeff.
I'm AJ.
I'm Ryan.
What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
Long time no see.
Yeah, did you guys get a little bit of sleep? AJ wore the Mardi Gras beads still.
I have to.
I'm glad that he's got them on.
He hasn't taken them off since Mardi Gras.
Nope.
He has.
Sleeps with them, showers with
They're
them.
a good memoir.
We're actually going to be talking a lot about our Mardi Gras trip on this episode. We're going to go through it.
Which, to be clear, wasn't specifically a Mardi Gras trip. It just turned into.
True that.
Very surprisingly.
It was a surprise Mardi Gras trip.
It was a surprise Mardi Gras trip, but it was a good Mardi Gras trip.
Yeah.
So, as you guys may recall, I don't know what episode it was. I want to say it's floating around 13 to 15.
Yeah.
We talked about an episode idea on what we could do to conclude season 3. And Ryan came up with the idea of doing an episode where we concluded with crawfish in Louisiana. And originally he pitched the idea, and that was the one that won. And we kind of did a twofer, though. And AJ's goal was to do something on the water, something with the ocean, with people that he liked, which was like a hard act to fill. Like it's like pretty specific. But we ended up getting both. So we went out for Red Drum, and we met a couple awesome guides. What's the name of their guide service?
Smoking Reels.
Smoking Reels. And two younger guys and their dad. Or they were cousins, and then one's dad.
Yeah.
And we went out with them, and we did awesome. But we'll go through the trip here, and then we also did the crawfish and stayed at an awesome bed and breakfast. That was just the coolest.
The best stories came from this place by far.
So we've got a lineup of the behind the scenes stories that went on this trip, because in a 4-day period, we got about 8 hours of sleep total.
Probably.
And 2 of them were in an IHOP parking lot. So this is this is the kind of trip that we had. So to start out, the plan was to fly to New Orleans on Thursday. We had Nolans. I still haven't learned anything.
God.
And we were flying there, and then we're going to be going from New Orleans on Thursday downtown to about 4 hours away to the bed and breakfast, and then we were going to stay there. The next morning we were going to do the fishing trip, and then the next morning we were going to do crawfish, and then somehow or some other the next day we were going to do something with Mardi Gras because it was going on.
Yep.
And so what we did was, geez, Jeff, people are going to think you're a smoker. But I'm not. No, they already think I smell. Don't bring that up to
Smells like a smoker.
So that is Ryan and I in New Orleans. Who are those guys again? What's the story behind that, Jeff?
Anton, Fats.
Oh, Fats Domino?
Jumbo.
Oh, nice. Just jazz guru.
Jazz.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
Blues
jazz.
combo.
Fats Domino was jazz, I believe.
Was he jazz?
Yeah.
Are they saying like Blueberry Hill? You guys, none of you know that song.
None of us know that. But anyhow, we went to New Orleans, so we decided to fly out on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So we get out, and I was excited because I had a couple movies on my iPad to watch. And I do this thing. Ryan and AJ complaining about them all. You guys can talk about it. But
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so Kyle does this thing where he's on the plane, and he thinks he's 4 years old again, where when he has headphones on, no one else can hear him.
It's mind-blowing.
I can't believe it. Where he has to scream to you because he thinks you can't hear. Because he can't hear because he has headphones on.
And the majority of the flight is people just doing their own thing, keeping quiet.
It's very quiet.
And
Quiet specifically.
Yeah, like the normal etiquette on a plane. Mm-hmm. And Kyle's just screaming, laughing. What? Did you see the scene?
I was watching.
And I'm like, dude, I can't right now.
I was watching a funny movie, and I was cracking up. And
Did he do the thing to you guys where, like, he's watching it, you're not even watching it, and then he goes and, like, looks at you for approval that you also think it's funny and you're not even watching it?
You're not
the entire
watching
time.
it, and you can't hear
The funny
it.
thing is growing up with Kyle, I thought that was normal.
Because you had no
And
siblings.
I also did it until someone else complained to me, and I was like, "You're right. That is
You're a
weird.
monster." That is
weird.
So then I stopped doing it, but he just kept right on doing it.
Yeah.
And now it's a nice. I'm
No.
glad other people.
So
are in
Kyle
on it
had
now.
aisle seat. I had middle. AJ got the best seat because he didn't have someone laughing at him the whole time.
Farthest away. Actually, I got the best seat because I was like 15 rows ahead of you guys and barely even heard him. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
You,
So,
You heard the laughs.
Screw you guys.
so the whole time he's watching this movie, and about every minute and a half, 2 minutes, it goes looking at me to make sure I'm laughing too. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's funny.
I've never seen the movie.
I was sleeping. So cool. Thanks.
I can't help it. I just always want to share. It's funny. I can't help it.
Not everyone thinks Central Intelligence is as funny as you think it is.
That movie.
That's the best movie.
That movie is amazing. I watched it again the other day. So then we landed in New Orleans after having an excellent flight with no problems
Yep.
whatsoever, guys. And then
Oh yeah, that's how we started it.
And then we ended up getting our Ram, our rental Ram that we could use, and which was pretty cool in itself. And then we went into downtown, and then we just kind of walked around. And first I was like curious, like, all right, so it's New Orleans, it's a Thursday, and it's the Thursday before Fat Tuesday, which to here it means punchkis, to there means boobs.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I mean that's true.
literally, yeah. So we were walking around in downtown. What's the Bourbon Street? We were
Yep.
walking around down there, and there was like,
The strip.
yeah, there was like random girls without her tops on and stuff like that. But it wasn't super.
But they were not naked.
yeah, they were not naked, and they were not
But it
close
was,
to look
but
at.
it
were
was
close.
like classy though. Like,
Yeah,
They were naked in a classy way.
to be fair though,
what
it
is it
wasn't.
that you guys are like arguing for right now?
I don't know, but I didn't enjoy.
Well, the way you made it sound was like there was just girls walking around naked.
No, just
They had partial tops on.
yeah. Well, glitter does not count.
Okay,
right?
well, okay.
Anyhow, so yeah, we went to so we were walking around down there, and I was like, well, I don't see Jesus anywhere. But anyhow, then we went to
we went to the wrong place.
Definitely.
we went to Acme
Oyster Bar.
and that was what are you laughing at?
Oyster.
Oh yeah, that's a good story. We'll get to that. We ate there. The food was super good. We
So
had
good.
po' boys. I got like this roast beef turkey thing. You got the same thing.
We got the same thing.
But those meat pies were real good.
Oh man,
yeah.
Those meat pies were insane.
Yeah.
So then we left there, and then we had to drive to the bed and breakfast, which was like 3.5 hours away.
2.5.
How would you
Well,
know?
we took a little stop at the Museum of Death too.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, that's right. We did. I didn't like it.
No, Kyle didn't like it.
I don't like it. It's gross.
Very awesome museum.
Easy.
How do I put it?
It's about death.
Glorifying death. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the part that people don't like to acknowledge in life, and they're not afraid to have it in your face. And they have a lot of famous crime scene photos that you don't
Horrific.
see on TV.
I think it could have been presented better.
Yeah, but
What
I
do you
mean,
know?
But it was kind of okay.
to see Charlie Manson's jail
How would you
wear
do
was pretty cool.
a better death museum?
Yeah.
It wasn't just that. It was the fact that like I was getting like a stomachache looking at all of it. But I did think the JFK thing was cool, and I learned about the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah.
And I learned about. I think that's all I learned, because then I went and sat in the theater, because I was like, well, I'll sit down. I don't want to look at this stuff anymore. But then I'm sitting and there's this movie of horror, and I'm just like, I'm getting a tummy ache because it's a real thing.
I don't remember any of
So
that.
if you're in the New Orleans area and want to kill some time, check out the Museum of Death.
Yeah.
And don't
Did I-
take pictures.
Oh yeah, I like the fact that we're in New Orleans for 2 hours to start, and Ryan's already gotten yelled at by 2 people. So we went in this one shop, and it was like a voodoo shop.
Yep.
Which, by the way, again, we know we're not supposed to do any of this, but we went in the voodoo shop.
We just wanted to see what it was
yeah,
like.
the touristy stuff. We
Yeah.
just did the touristy stuff.
I liked it.
Yeah, Asia loved it, and Ryan didn't know, but he walked up to like this. Well,
What was it? AJ, you explain
You
it.
wouldn't
You
call
know.
it
You knew what it was
It
immediately.
was just more like an offering table to
voodoo stuff.
Yeah.
So
And-
fake, but still.
And
like a sacrifice table or like an altar?
Two
It's like a
dead,
shrine
two dead
type
people.
thing.
shrine. Yeah, more like a shrine.
like a weird thing. But anyhow, they had like a bunch of coins and money and gold things and stuff like that there. Well, Ryan didn't know that it was that. Neither did I, but I didn't touch anything. So Ryan walks up and starts fingering up the offering place. And the guy goes, "Hi," and he yells at Ryan. He goes, "What?" He goes, "That's," I forgot what he even said it was.
He said, "Don't touch."
Yeah, he said, "Don't touch."
And Ryan goes, "Okay." Like that.
Me.
It pretty much was like I would have walked away from that still not knowing why I got yelled at if AJ hadn't said it's an offering table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been yelled at and walked
It's my
away.
weekend
and had
hobby, of course
no
I know
clue.
about it.
Yeah.
He's like picking at it too, which made it funnier.
It wasn't like it wasn't like just like a store. It was like
It
an
was.
actual.
It was like
No,
a
it was a
shop.
store.
It
It
was
was
like
like a thing, like a quirk of the store.
a
Oh,
touristy
okay.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
It was their gimmick.
So then we
Gimmick,
left
yeah.
there. Then we went to the Museum of Death. Then we're in there, and they give us a 10-minute spiel about how you're not allowed to use your cell phone in there. So then we're in there 4 minutes. Ryan's already Snapchatting himself inside the Museum of Death. So the guy comes over and lays into him. He's like, "If I see it again, I'm just going to ask you to leave." Because I guess they have so many rare artifacts and stuff that if it was online, then people wouldn't want to go see it in
You
person,
can't
probably.
see it unless you go there.
Right.
Yeah.
So my little buddy over there is already Snapchatting.
Okay, to be fair, it was like that. Someone had Snapchatted me, so I was responding. My phone was down here like this, and it was my face in the ceiling. I wasn't taking pictures of
He
anything.
really wasn't,
Yeah.
but
But that guy couldn't wait to yell
He
at
had his arm
somebody.
around.
Yeah.
He had his arm around the thing of JFK, and he's like,
The skeleton.
he couldn't wait to yell at you.
the stuff that the rare artifacts that they had though is like the
Shrunken heads.
yeah those were cool. I learned about those when I was in elementary school, but for the life of me can't remember why or how. But I knew what shrunken heads were.
I don't remember that at all.
I think
so
it was
I'm-
the Jason Project. I think it came up.
Okay.
What is the
It's
Jason?
impressing.
Okay.
The Jason
remember
Project
that.
was some outdoor type.
It was like a learning thing. One year was like about the Titanic.
It was a
Oh,
nature
So you got
learning
to
thing.
like, you know,
Oh, okay.
I
like
loved
learning
it.
about science, the Earth, that kind
That's
of thing.
cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like the highlight of the year. And I remember because we used to get to go to the auditorium and watch the live Jason Project thing. So they would be like, if anything, that was like, the Jason Project was streaming before streaming was a thing.
Yeah.
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 When you think back.
We were like super like, is this happening right now? Like not because it was live, but it was like
Big deal.
Oh, this is so
I'm
cool.
sitting there with all my candy that I snuck into the auditorium. Like,
Oh yeah.
remember how valuable candy was in elementary school? Like, if you had a bag of Skittles at home, who cares?
Yep.
You had a bag of Skittles in science class, and they
You're
were
the king.
like gold.
We were talking about warheads when we were there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember Warheads, the real sour ones? Jeffrey was good at it.
I feel like
You
people
were able
want to
to
hear about
skill?
Louisiana.
Like-
Remember we used to see how many you could put in your mouth and stuff? You won always. You were able to do
That's
it.
because sour doesn't really bug me. I used to eat like lemons as a kid.
You're a weirdo.
What a weird thing to say.
What a weird thing to say.
Not a lot of friends. So we left there, and then we drove to just shoot him down. So we ended up eating at Acme Sports Bar. Then we drive 3 hours, and then we get there, and I'm already hungry again because I'm fat and sassy. So I made a stop at a Dairy Queen drive-thru, and nobody got anything but me. I got a Blizzard and a hamburger and
killed that
fries.
so quick,
I
too.
did too. Like
Hungry, better get the essentials.
So I ate a whole Blizzard and a burger and fries, and then
I want to say before we get into the bed and breakfast that we've had some weird experiences on the road, and we've gotten into some situations where we get somewhere where we think it's going to be like nice, or we think it's going to be one way and it's completely different. So I think going into this, we had the idea that it was going to be weird or that something was going to be off. So we were just waiting for it the whole time. He was a very nice guy, very nice house, and really nothing went wrong, but there were.
I created.
We were the ones that were off.
We were waiting for something to be off so we could like, aha.
That is actually kind of true. So I scarfed down this Dairy Queen, and then we get to the place, and we meet the guy. First of all, we're like 4 hours late.
Mind you, are you about to get into the gumbo?
Yeah.
Okay. So while I was setting up this trip and everything, 2 weeks ahead of time, Barry, the one who owns the bed and breakfast and Crawfish Excursion place, Haven. Crawfish Haven is the
I
name.
thought you said hate him. I'm like, why? Hate him. I was like, why?
He'd been alluding to the fact that he was going to make gumbo for us to eat and have, and it would be ready for us when we got down there. And I was texting him on our way there from New Orleans that we're on our way, and he's like, good, I have gumbo ready, and we were all pretty excited for it, and then you can take over from here.
So we get there. I just ate my weight in Dairy Queen, so I'm full as can be, and I'm not one to try seafood first at night. I don't know.
I know it wasn't seafood.
There's no seafood in it.
That's not true.
That's not true. I can guarantee there wasn't.
Because the story coming after this proves that.
I didn't think there was.
So anyhow, the guys go in and they're going to get gumbo, and I decide I'm going to unpack the car, which is not my style. But I start unpacking the car while you guys sit down with him and you're eating it. You guys associate what's in it and talk about it and everything like that. I come back inside, and he's going down. I said, so what's in it? Because I'm not hungry right now, but what's in it?
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, there's crawfish, there's oysters. I go, oysters? What are? I'm sorry. And I see Ryan's face go, no. Just as I say this, I go, what are oysters? I'm sorry, I've never heard of those. And AJ goes, he's saying oysters. And I was like, oh, I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, it was like Kyle's leaning over the counter, Barry's this way, and he says, I don't know what oysters are. I'm sorry. And then he looks at me almost for like approval, like I'm gonna respond.
Yeah, like
and
you
tell
guys
him.
don't know either, right?
Yeah, and we go oysters, and then Kyle's face is like,
I'm such an idiot.
It's weird because by the time I heard it, you guys had already told me about that. So I'm like, I think maybe I just understand accents better. But he was like, oh yeah, it's got this, it's got oysters, it's got whatever, and he said it fast, so maybe I just was expecting it, but I didn't get the oysters like you got.
He did say it slow, but I think we just knew that's what it was, oysters.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I've learned.
Oysters, you know.
It's the thing I've learned about people from Louisiana, though. They say, like, here if you talk real fast, I'm sorry, I just hear like a crowd or something, but I don't know what I'm hearing.
Stampede.
Yeah. Do you guys hear that too, or am I nuts?
I kind of
in the headphones. I'm not sure what it is.
I don't know.
But just me maybe. I'm crazy. So
I kind of did hear it though.
I still hear it. Like right now, I feel like I'm in church. But anyhow, so we go from I totally lost my train of thought.
Oysters.
Well, I know that, but so so he makes it for you guys, and you guys ate it and everything like that. Loved it, and then I don't know what it is about the way you say things, but people down there, like, if you talk really fast here, it's like everything's one continuous sentence and maybe no periods or commas. In Creole, when they're talking really fast, everything's just one word. And it's just like,
That's true.
And it's, well, because they do have a thick accent.
They have a thick accent, and just the way they talk is just fast.
They say we talk very slow.
Yeah.
Which is funny because you think like Southern drawl, like, oh hey y'all, how's it go? You know, like usually you think they talk slow.
No,
not in Louisiana.
Yeah, they snap through those sentences fast. You gotta get used to it quick,
words.
or you're gonna miss it. They usually skip words. They do in their texts. That's for sure.
So we unpack the cars, and then. So I already kind of offended the guy because I didn't want to eat the gumbo. I already kind of offended the guy
you the whole time after that
because I couldn't understand what he was saying. So
this also happened before the gumbo thing. AJ asked him a question.
Yeah. Real smart, AJ. Nice. So the house.
We've known the guy for 5 minutes.
The house we were staying in was built in the late 1800s, so it's a super old house. And AJ just asked because of the location of where it was and everything like that. The guy was describing it. He was all excited about it. And I'll let Ryan do the face because I wasn't there. I was unpacking the car when he said that. But
he was like, AJ, what?
He was just describing the house, and then I'm looking around thinking, like, okay, historically, this is an old house. Geographically, I know where we are. It's possible that this could have been a house.
Like a plantation
house back in the day.
There was like crop fields and stuff around. So
no offense meant by it. I just was curious. I mean, history is history. Sorry. And
that's true.
I asked him, and he was the saddest person. Like it's as if it hasn't been brought up ever, or he didn't want to hear about it. And
AJ asked a question. He's like, was this a plantation at one point or something like that?
Or was this a plantation house?
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah, and he goes, no.
That's like the most, how dare you even
his head
say
falls
the word.
down and goes, no.
And then I come in, I'm like, oysters, what are oysters?
So now we're strike 2.
Yeah.
And we were already
10
late.
minutes in.
And we're 4 hours late.
Because we had a flat tire.
That's my bad. Actually, that's not my bad. Yeah, we did get a flat tire, too.
On the way there, in the rain.
Yeah, and Top Golf was busy. We were going to go to Top Golf. We were already 3 hours late.
We were planning on it.
And we were like, let's do Top Golf, too. We're the worst. But like, Top Golf will be a fun
He's
stuff.
probably not up waiting for us.
He was.
He was.
Cooking.
Sitting on the porch, just
He was out there
could've been.
immediately when we were there.
So then we go to, the next morning we wake up.
We forgot another story. Before
one?
we even got to the place, I almost got shot.
You almost got shot
By that woman?
twice. Yeah, you almost got shot
Twice.
twice. Actually.
Twice.
To be fair, the other time, yeah, so we had the address for it, and we were confused on what it was, and I was eating my Blizzard and wasn't really paying attention all that much. And the address that we had on Google Maps led us to this house, and there was someone getting in their car and pulling out. So we pulled into the driveway all the way up to it, and then realized it wasn't the house. So we started backing up, and I said, Ryan, why don't you get out of the car and ask this person? And it turned out it was a woman. Why don't you ask her what the where Crawfish Haven is?
Where are we?
Yeah, how far away?
Or if that was even the place, because
Right.
it
That could've been the place.
right to that house.
Yeah, we don't know. So Ryan gets out of the car and walks up to her. Go ahead, Ryan.
And her door flies open. She steps out. She's on the phone. I'm like, she's like, what do you want? What do you want? Or something like that.
Can I help you?
Yeah. And I'm like, we're just looking for Crawfish Haven. So, Crawfish Haven? That's right down the road up there. I was about to call the cops on y'all.
Yeah, she thought she's like, you guys were pulling up the driveway and backing me in and all this. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, well, if you live in the middle of nowhere, because she does, and someone pulled in your driveway and blocked your whole driveway in with their truck, and you were trying to leave and you weren't able to leave because they were just blocking the driveway because we thought it was like the person we were there to meet.
Yep.
And then someone gets out of their car and starts walking to your car, I'd probably be scared too.
No question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, right as Ryan approached the car, well, this is dumb. I'm looking around. It's pitch black. We're in the middle of nowhere in crawfish fields
and
sugar beets. And I just sent Ryan to go knock on this person's window that we don't know. I was like, that wasn't smart.
Ryan, go
One day
ask,
you'll get
go,
shot
go
for
ask
that.
that woman a question that we're freaking out as I'm getting
Where are
out.
we? I
You're
don't
probably
know.
going to
Send
get
Ryan.
shot.
I don't know, sunrise. So then we end up waking up the next morning. We sleep for like 2-3 hours, and then we got to wake up super early. We got Burger King breakfast on the way there, and then we went to go meet the guides for Redfish. So originally we were supposed to go with the dad of the group, and we were meeting up with him. So we met up with him at the gas station, and he said, it's not that funny. He goes, I'm going to have you go with my two, my son and my nephew, because they're professional redfish fishermen. They do tournaments and stuff like that, because I'm feeling a little under the weather today. Now, I'm a gabber. I can't help but gab a little bit.
I couldn't believe. Why? Why do you ask this question? You just don't. Why? It's none of your business.
He said he felt under the weather. To me, that's like, ask me. That's what I heard.
Never. No, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
has
Whatever
ever
he's
meant
sick
that.
with, he has it. Who cares?
If you're sick and you want to share, you say what you have. Like, oh man, I'd love to, but I have the flu. I've got a stomach bug.
That makes
I've got
sense.
a cold.
Under the weather's so casual. So he
I'm
says
this thing that is vague.
so.
Yeah,
Leave it at that.
It's
And it's
so vague. It's like, don't ask about it.
Unwritten law right there.
Unwritten law. Well, I cracked those 10 commandments in half and threw them off the cliff because I
Yep.
was like, oh, what's wrong?
What are you sick with?
Yeah, I said, what are you sick with?
What are you sick with?
yeah.
Yes.
He says, what are you sick
Oh,
with?
you got the sniffles? Oh, what is it that ails you?
Because I don't believe you, so you need to tell me.
Yeah.
What?
What are you sick with? The guy said, cancer.
And I'm just
He's
like,
sick with cancer. Kyle just had to ask.
oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
and then now I'm in it. And I was like, I
Now you have to sit there and be sorry for him and apologize. And like,
I'm
sorry, didn't
sorry
know.
for
did all
your-
those things.
I'm sorry for your Nope. You get well. Nope.
So anyhow,
It was horrible.
Wait, no. What did you say? What was your response?
well, I was.
He's like, oh, I'm
dumbfounded.
sorry, I'm too bad.
Yeah.
You just don't say anything. Walk away.
No, he goes. I was like,
Kyle just pukes.
what are you sick with? And he goes, cancer. And I threw up. No, he goes, prostate cancer. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, and then I'm going back and I was like, what got me to here? What got me
What
to this
life
position?
decisions did I
I don't know
make?
why you'd bother because you don't learn from stuff like that.
So I'll ask again, I'm sure.
I'm like standing there, like just looking at this guy, like,
Did this happen?
Strike me dead, please. This is the most awkward situation.
Right off the oysters. So then we, I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I guess he's getting an operation in a couple weeks and stuff. So we'll continue to pray for him because he's like a really nice guy and I'm really sorry. So
Yeah,
then
he
we-
was great.
Yeah. So then
They
we
all were.
And his son and his nephew were fantastic. And they're like professional redfish fishermen. We go out with them.
We did great. It'll be a great episode.
Yep. It was perfect because no rushing. They let us do our thing. It wasn't
They were
on
super
their schedule.
accommodating.
They were just there to help.
We got some awesome slow-mo pelican footage I can't wait to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm super excited about that specifically, but I am. And we got the new drone. While we were out there, we did good. I was a little intimidated fishing with them because they're like professional redfish fishermen.
Yeah, they're sponsored by some quite
They
a
got
few
like
people.
20 sponsors, and
Wow.
so when I'm fishing next to them, and like I've never used that tactic before. We were like popping bobbers with shrimp, but we were like popping it in a way that like if you did it in Michigan, everyone looked at you like you're nuts.
Yeah.
I'd never done that before. Never caught a redfish before. Barely ever fished the ocean, so I was relatively nervous at the time to be doing it. But I ended up getting 4, and the other guy got 4, and the other guy got 1. So I held my own with him, which was good.
Yeah.
But we did.
And it was relatively slow.
Yeah.
According to them.
Yeah.
You know.
And
That was really the surprising part.
we had 9 fish. I was nice fish, and some of them were really big. So it'll be an exciting episode. The drone footage looked amazing. The GoPro footage went well. The water was real muddy, but we were fishing like grass stuff, and it'll be a good episode. I won't tear into the episode too much.
You know what I'm really confused about? And I still haven't really wrapped my head around it, is were you expecting to like help clean the boat afterward
What?
or do some other type of cleaning afterward?
Baiting me for something. Oh. Okay, so
Because like some people, when you show up to fish, you'd wear like a vest with like hooks and flies and things in it, or
can you
like
show
at
the-
least clothing for the weather or something. Why you would come dressed up as a janitor, I have no idea.
Okay, first of all,
Or a Ghostbuster.
can we show the picture where I'm in all tan holding a fish and looking cool as can be, please? So, first of all,
We told him no.
okay, there's the picture. The sunglasses, Ryan said he wasn't going to film, and that's why I stuck with the sunglasses. He goes, if you wear those sunglasses, I'm not going to film. I'm like, these are the only sunglasses that fit. I want to wear them because I was thinking that maybe I could see under the water with the UV thing like we did in the Everglades. So I'm like, I'm wearing them. That's one of the redfish I caught, by the way, which was super cool.
That was that was a nice
Look how
one.
animated their face is.
I was telling my dad about that today. Every fish, it's almost like they have a different facial characteristic.
It's like a little human, though.
Yeah.
It's like a very humanoid-like, isn't it?
Dressed as a janitor.
Yeah,
I don't know that I would go with humanoid there.
I would.
But
If
I
you
would.
look at
I would,
if you
I
look
would,
at it straight
absolutely.
on, you can see it.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's,
The
it's a real
funny thing is that at the bottom of the picture there, like off to the side of his jacket, you'd think, oh, that's like the side of the boat that he's leaning against because it's the same color as his shirt. And no way is he going to wear something that's the same color as the shirt for pants. But as it
day.
turns out, it was. That's his pants.
The
It was a
day-
jumpsuit.
The day I start taking fashion advice from this hoodlum is the day I die.
Is the day you don't look like a Ghostbuster.
I like that outfit. Lindsay liked that outfit too. I think it looks good. You're crazy. That's a good looking outfit right there. Yeah, he's Ryan, but the pants and the jacket were the same color.
Kyle was getting
I
stuff
think
for it
that
all day.
I
There
think
was
they look
one
cool.
little orange like stripe
On the back.
on the back. You honestly looked like a Ghostbuster.
I think that is a cool outfit, and I might just start wearing it every day. That might be the Kyle
Then
outfit.
he'll just be a cartoon character.
Like the guys in Duck Dynasty, they have the same clothes on every episode. Maybe I'll wear the same clothes every episode. It's gonna be that awesome
You know what?
suit.
If you want to learn how to hunt, you want to learn how to fish, who are you going to call?
Kyle.
This is backlash for
This
all the
was the
stink
trip.
jokes.
There you
this-
Oh, yeah.
You're like,
We talked about 8 different topics, and you wouldn't let go that I wore that one jumpsuit.
it's not a jumpsuit. I don't even like that you call it a jumpsuit. There's Ryan with the crawfish, but anyhow, so after that we ended up doing really well, and then they took us back to what they call a camp, which essentially is a cabin on the water just off
It's
the
just
ocean.
a lake house.
Yeah, it's a lake
I
house.
didn't get it either.
Well, I was talking to my dad about that earlier today. That we were passing by all these. They're decent sized houses.
Big houses.
Right.
On
And
stilts.
they're like, yep, those camps over there. And we're like, camps? Like a camp is something like a tent. You sleep
Yeah,
in those,
yeah.
not a mansion sized house
Right.
with yachts out in front of them.
plethora
But they're
of them.
camps. Like,
That's the camp boat.
That's like where they go for the weekend to hang out and just.
Yeah.
It was off this little canal thing, and I thought it was super cool. I really enjoyed my time there. And they ended up cooking blackened redfish for us, the fish that we caught that day, and they made deep fried
Speckle.
speckled bass. Good job,
Trout.
AJ. Yep, speckled.
Speckled trout.
Jeez, AJ's on it. Yeah, speckled trout, which is a fish that I've always wanted to catch. We didn't catch any of those. We only caught the reds because that's how we were targeting. But we're gonna go back and do a speckled trout episode with them, which is
They
super
were
cool.
so good.
Trout are my favorite fish. Jeffrey's too, I think. We just like catching all different species of them. So getting ocean ones.
That might
Trout
ate too
tastes
big.
really good.
that might have been
Trout
my favorite wild caught best food we've ever had.
Really?
Easily.
The black, I liked the blackened more than I liked the deep fried.
The blackened redfish.
I mean, that was the flavor.
Anything blackened is pretty good.
Yeah, but nothing touches like authentic. You caught the fish an hour ago, Creole cooking from somebody who's been doing it for 50 years.
Yeah.
And
They did a phenomenal job.
And
with
they knew
that.
what they were doing. It was pretty insane.
Yeah.
it was cool being on the water too. It was a lot of fun. And then, so then after the redfish, then they took us back. We had all that fun, and then we went and stayed at went back to the bed and breakfast to gear up for the next day. And this is the one night where we actually got most of our sleep. So we actually went to sleep that night, which was weird for us. The night before, we only got like 2 hours.
Yep.
The night before that, we only got like 2 or 3. And the night before that, I got 0.
Exactly.
So we were not doing well. Everything was looking funny. But then we got it. Jeffrey got in that night. And
At like 3:30.
So Jeffrey didn't get to sleep, but we sure did.
I panicked because Jeffrey was he falls asleep while driving all the time. He likes his cat naps. And
Just quick little naps. Just while on the expressways, then you're on a cruise control.
Cruise,
You just
yeah, that's
gotta-
what I do. Cruise control, it always keeps you safe. And
yeah, you're good to go.
Nothing bad could happen.
So
Don't do that.
But he
Don't
texted me,
do it.
yeah, don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. So then he said, he's like driving, and it's like 12:45 or whatever. He's like, I'm on the road, so I know he's got 3 hours from the airport. Well, I fall asleep, and I woke up like every hour on the hour leading up to the 12:30 mark when he said that.
That's so sweet, Mom.
But then he stopped responding, and then I woke up at like
8?
no
7:30?
No, it was earlier
like
than that.
4 or 5.
Oh.
4 or 5 in the morning, and then I panicked big time. I was like, he didn't text again. I'm like, he died for sure. He died for sure.
Yeah, and then he immediately wakes us up.
Because I knew his Google Maps might take him to the wrong house too. So I'm like, there's no way he's not gonna call when he
He
arrives.
made it. He didn't sleep. He made it, and then he got shot. One of the odds.
Some lady was like, that 2 is too many. Then I called him. I go, where are you? And he's like, I'm in bed. I'm like, where? He goes, here, stupid.
You called me at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you went to bed. And then, so then we woke up and we had, I guess we were going to be making breakfast. And I am a
Oh,
pig.
bed and breakfast.
Yeah, bed
Okay,
and.
well, before you even get started with this, we need to explain how Kyle eats as a human being. It's disgusting.
No hands.
There's ketchup.
No, just
No hands.
No hands.
Ketchup. There's meat and only certain kinds of meat. There's bread and only certain kinds of bread. No vegetables. No fruit. Butter.
Pasteurized cheese.
Did I miss anything?
like-
Ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Protein. Pre-workout. I think that's
energy
it.
drinks.
Yeah, energy drinks. I think that's it.
So if you go, you could be going to one of the best restaurants in your area. Just food full of flavor.
We've done
and
this.
It's very. This has happened to us many times where we've gone to a place that has a lot of culture, and you can try new, grand, and glorious things that just are full of flavor. But if you do go to those places, Kyle's gonna get a bun, one patty, and another bun, and that's
Ketchup.
it. And that's it.
And if they don't have Heinz, you go to like a sushi place or something like that, and you look at the menu, and it's like, oh, these cool different things, and then you see in the back there's like a chicken finger dinner and a hamburger. It's like, these don't belong here. Who on earth would order this guy over here?
Yeah,
So-
there's no adventuring into new territories as far as where his palate takes him.
Maybe I was tired of crawfish. But anyhow.
You hadn't had any crawfish yet.
Said nobody.
Already tired.
Said nobody.
Said nobody ever. So the guy was gonna make us breakfast. and-
Wait. My first experience with this guy, I walk up, I'm like, hi, my name's Jeff. Hi, I'm Barry. How's it going? He goes, well, I'm really excited you got here. You're just in time for breakfast. We're going to have crawfish omelets, a boudin egg roll,
Yep.
and biscuits. I'm like, okay. Seafood for breakfast. I don't know what boudin is, but I'm sure it's something to do with crawfish, which it wasn't. It was like a pork
thing,
pork
yeah.
mixture
Pork egg
with like
roll.
rice or something, but like an egg roll for breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm sure it'll be good, and it was all really good. It's
fantastic.
Because and then for lunch we're gonna have crawfish etouffee.
Etouffee.
And, what else did we have?
That was
to
it
go
for
with
lunch.
that.
That
Oh,
was it for
I
lunch.
had some of that gumbo
Yeah.
that you guys were complaining about, and then
He knew that.
we ate only crawdad from
And
that entire day.
So I hear the menu items, and then what was on Crawfish Etouffee? Etouffee was also on the biscuits.
Correct.
No,
So-
not our biscuits.
Yeah.
No, that was on our omelets.
On the omelets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he put it on my biscuits. So you guys had normal biscuits, just normal everyday biscuits. So
Hey, that's so
I
good.
hear the menu items and I go, well, I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna get this.
I go. Well, Kyle can't eat eggs, so he won't be able to have the omelet. Is there anything else that we can have for him?
Thank
or
you
whatever?
for kind of caring.
And he goes,
but then you turn dark.
And he goes. Yeah, I already got the idea that he's kind of hard to feed. I go, so you've already had discussions with him, because I didn't know how much you guys had interacted with him at that
I
point.
hadn't.
This is the first interaction Jeff is having with Barry, as we've been with Barry for a couple days now.
He walks over with Kyle's plate, and it's got just 2 biscuits cut in half with etouffee on top of them, which is like a mushroom, onion,
Pepper,
crawfish.
celery,
It's
glaze.
like a stew kind of thing with cooked down onions.
And it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Very good.
Awesome.
He puts that on biscuits and then has a boudin egg roll. And Kyle sits down.
No,
and he
no, no,
looks-
no.
You're skipping too much.
You're missing
ruining-
something.
You ruined everything.
So, none of it. I wasn't necessarily looking forward to breakfast after the gumbo. The gumbo wasn't my favorite.
The
either.
gumbo wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good. Sorry, Barry, but I'm sure you could tell.
I hadn't eaten any of his food, and he's won like awards, and he's got whole walls full of like competition, first place, second place, third place, which I don't know why he'd put the second and third place up there, but whatever. So I was expecting, great food, so I'm looking forward to it, and you guys are all like dragging your feet to breakfast. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, Jeff runs right out there, right? And then AJ went out there.
He's the garbage disposal of the team. I mean, let's be honest.
And then AJ went out there.
I'm not picky. I like good food.
Yeah.
I'm not weird.
So AJ goes out there and he tries it, and then he comes back and reports back to me. He's like, it's good, it's good. So then I go out there.
You were the guinea
You
pig.
don't have
for
to
him.
fake the flu. It's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh no, I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm sick.
Yeah, Ryan starts saying he doesn't feel good. I was a total coward. I went in the shower.
Oh yeah. So
I sat down in the shower. I took such a long shower. I sat there. But I
Kyle,
said-
we're all sitting down eating breakfast. Kyle decides he has to take a shower. Right when we're eating breakfast, he can't wait till it couldn't do it before, he couldn't do it after. It had to be right during breakfast. He's hoping that we're done with breakfast, already getting ready to go out by the time he's done getting ready with his shower. But that wasn't the case.
We knew what his plan was.
So he gets out, and we can hear him sneaking around, tiptoeing to
Oh,
make sure no
just
one knows where he's at.
Avoiding it.
And I said,
I got to put the serum on my face. I
Yeah.
got to do the
makeup,
Shut up.
and so this
I'm like
is where
brushing
Jeff,
my
Jeff took
teeth.
over.
I'm like a girl who, like, after showering, I stay in my towel for a while, texting my friends.
Buddy Barry made you something special. Why don't you come eat
Yeah, Jeff starts calling me out because he knows I don't want it. So Jeffrey goes, "Hey, buddy." He goes, "Hey," and I'm like, all right, it's been an hour. There's no way they're still eating. And these savages are just sitting there waiting for me like dogs. And then Jeffrey, what did you say?
I said, buddy, he didn't make it up, and he made you something special. Why don't you come eat something?
I hate you. So I can't. He knew,
Huh? What?
He knew I was trying to dodge it. He knew. So he's like, well, I'll eat his soul. So then I come over and I sit down, and it's like crawfish stew on top of biscuits
Etouffee.
and an egg roll, which
the
I don't know what's in
biscuits-
the egg roll.
The biscuits were delicious. You could see
Awesome.
the little bits of butter in them.
Yeah.
With the sugar cane
They
syrup.
were like those those Red Lobster ones, kind of without the
They
cheese.
were. Yeah, good call.
They were good.
So I sit down and I'm real nervous about this. And I take a little bite of the biscuit. I'm trying to eat the parts where there's no gravy on it. But he sees what I'm doing.
Barry's just staring at you.
Oh, yeah.
All of you were.
Barry is sitting right. Yeah, no, we were all staring at Kyle, watching him suffer
We were
in
all
pain.
waiting. We were waiting for you to eat breakfast so we could leave. So we're all sitting there talking. Then you go to eat, and I see Barry just kind of like
Watching.
watching you go. So you get through what, 2 of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he goes, you know what? I want to have some. Was it the syrup or the jelly?
Orange juice. Or no,
So
the
he scrapes
the
the
jelly.
etouffee off of the biscuit and then puts jelly on
You
it.
caught
which,
that, huh?
Ugh. It's already
That's
got.
that's
But I
worse
know
than it
what-
was previously.
But
Yeah.
I know what jelly is.
Gets through that and goes, well, I am full. And that gets up like he's gonna go put it. He asked where he's gonna put the plate and everything.
I put my napkin over the egg roll because I didn't want to try the egg roll.
Already seeing enough of this to know what's going on. He goes, "You aren't gonna eat your boudin egg roll?"
No. What he actually said was when I got up, Jeffrey goes, "Hey, buddy, did you finish everything?"
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey's got to call attention to it because I'm doing fine. I got it covered with the napkin. I'm a clear path to the garbage can. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to know. Nothing. I don't think Barry would have said a word. This jerk stands up and goes, "Kyle, aren't you
gonna eat your egg roll? They're really good."
And then the guy who looks. So then I stop in my tracks while walking the garbage. I was so proud I had the napkin covered. I was clear. I did it when he wasn't looking. I'm good to go. And I stop. He turns and looks right at me in the eyes. He goes, "Are you not even going to try my egg roll?"
Oh, man.
And Jeff goes, "Ha! Yeah!" Just starts yelling. And he startled Barry. He celebrated so much that happened to me. He celebrated in front of people. He's like, "Yeah, in your face." He's like, "You had it." So then I sit back down, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then everyone's,
"You're a child. You're a child. You had to be sent back to your seat to finish your food."
That was the best part of the breakfast.
It felt like eating with your grandparents, and you had to eat your entire plate. That's really how it felt, though. Unfortunately.
The funny thing is, though, is he actually liked the egg roll.
Yeah, he tries it. He's like, "Wow, that's pretty good."
And then later on, he had another one. He's like, "Man, my favorite part. Do you have any more of them? But no matter what you say now, you sound disingenuous."
I did.
Nothing's gonna make up for the fact that you hid it under a napkin and you were gonna throw it away, and he knew that, and you knew that.
It was so rough.
No, honestly, I wasn't gonna, but it was really good. I really liked it.
The best part.
Okay. He's like, "Don't you patronize me."
After Crawfish, when we come back in, and Barry's teaching you how to make etouffee, and Kyle comes in. He's like, "You got any more of those egg rolls?"
Oh,
and he's
I know.
like, Barry looks at him. He's like, "Aren't you glad I made you try them? You like them?"
Yeah. But the best part was then I was like, "Honest to God, Barry," and then we're sitting down because as if I haven't had enough awkward encounters for the whole month.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sitting there. He makes us a etouffee for breakfast or for lunch.
Yep.
We're eating crawdads again.
Yep.
Over rice, and we're eating it, and it's okay. I'm liking everything at this
good.
point because once I actually tried it, I did like it. So that's the moral
That's
of the
the
story.
problem. It's getting him over to
But
The
jump
crazy
over the
thing
edge.
about food is most of it tastes pretty good.
Shut
if
up,
you just
Jeff.
try it.
But I decide to overcommit now. I'm going to make a point. And I'm like, these egg rolls are the honest to God, Barry, I would put these egg rolls up against anything else here. I like those so much more than everything else. He goes, "Figures. It's the only thing I didn't make myself."
Yep.
I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, he did.
And Jeff's like,
This is amazing.
Jeff's enjoying every moment of it. I'm like, I just want to die.
He says, "I got more in the freezer. You can cook."
Yep.
Yeah, and then
he did.
And then Kyle, Barry takes his 65-year-old butt over to the freezer, gets it out, gets it ready for him. It's all frozen, ready to go. He's like, "Okay, you can cook them." And then Kyle puts them in the oil in the pan, starts it up, and then walks away. Barry cooks the rest.
While doing that, he goes, "I'm a great cook," and then just leaves. And Barry goes, "You know the sign of a great cook." He actually stays and cooks what he's cooking.
oh my gosh.
And I said, what was really happening, like what no one cares about, was there was something that was going on with the agent for like a big deal that we're working on right now for the show. I had to step away to take that call and send that message and everything like that. But no one cares about that because you guys are all living in the moment. Just at any moment you can take to stab me, you guys are taking it with honors. You're like, "Yeah, Barry, isn't Kyle the worst?"
I have never been surrounded by so many.
Savages.
It wasn't just Barry. It was other people, like asking them what they're sick with. I have never been around so many awkward situations caused strictly by Kyle's behavior.
Just curiosity. You're the one who got yelled at in New Orleans 50 times.
Yeah, but that doesn't bother me. I'll tell someone off. I don't care.
He totally will. He's a savage. He pushed that lady.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding.
and you're in public, so like you're probably never going to see them again.
I
But
don't
if
care.
You're staying at a man's house and you're stuck with him for
I'm very
4
respectful.
whole days.
My favorite of the whole thing was then, okay, so now we go out, we do the crawfish excursion, and we're bonding again. And we're having
starting to go up that.
Yeah,
up
it can only get better.
Yeah.
So we're getting along, we're having a good time. And we catch 130 pounds of crawfish in 2 hours, 3 hours.
It was insane.
2.5 hours.
We got an incredible episode, and we're gonna have a bunch of Barry's family over in order to have a big crawfish boil, Cajun crawfish boil. So we put them in the water and purged them, cleaned them, did all that stuff, and then we put them in the big boiler with the Cajun seasoning and everything like that.
You're skipping over the fact that we dared Ryan to get into the purge.
I would have done it too
with him, and we offered him $50, and he didn't do it.
But I would have done it, but it was the way Barry was acting when we said it that made me think, don't do it.
$50 is
Kyle,
$50.
You're the team Sideshow Circus, and you know it. You make sure you come through in this situation.
I put the crawfish on my ears.
He did. We posted that picture a few minutes ago, but they kept coming off. But you put them on the ears. But it's because they were cold. They wouldn't. But some of them would get you. But the crawfish episode,
none of them would get you.
They would get you.
I had
they didn't
several
hurt you
pinch
bad.
me on the hand, and one got me in the web between my thumb
Really?
and forefinger, and it was more of a shock, like a because I assumed it would hurt.
Yeah.
But it didn't hurt.
This is all I
After
got
that,
left
I
from the
took my
trip.
gloves off and had several Actually, I found the biggest clawed one I could find, which was weird because he had one big claw and then
That's
one
right,
teeny
it
tiny
was
claw.
yep.
And I put it in there, and he just went, and then he hung on, and it didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt?
No.
This is all I have left from the trip. So they hurt.
I mean, seeing how it's done and being there and eating them the day we got caught was such an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to mention that after we got done catching these 130 pounds of crawfish. Can we pull up the picture where they're sitting on the end of the boat and they're taking a picture with it?
Let it go. Yeah, Barry didn't like this about me either.
There's another one.
There's one with the crawfish at the end, and
It's
we're
the
all in
group
front
photo.
of it.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're done with the bag, you take them off
I
and you
know.
tie them up
Goodness.
and you set them on the end of the boat like that, and then you dock on the land.
There was no way to know this.
As it turns out, the bag is not indestructible.
It's not made out of solid titanium or anything.
I
so
tripped.
no, you didn't. No, you
I don't-
didn't.
I don't
Full
think you did.
on,
Just
full foot,
wham!
stepped right on it. He pulls his foot up, and it looks like someone spilled mustard.
Yeah,
That's
just
what it looked
destroyed.
like.
Barry's watching him get out of the boat. He's like, "Well, you smashed all those."
I accidentally stepped on
Yes.
the corner of the bag and squished
Easily
a bunch of
ruined.
crawfish.
Look at Barry's face,
1
full
to
of
2
pain.
pounds.
That's Barry, and poor Barry is like, I hate Kyle. I don't like the other ones, but I hate Kyle. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And the funniest thing,
my God.
and but the funny thing is, amidst all these horrors that you're hearing
This was the
about
best
me,
trip ever.
I spent so much time trying to compliment him, trying to bond with him, trying to really make him happy. And I just
You were trying to recover from all the weird things that
what
happened.
I like was while he was teaching me how to cook etouffee.
Étouffée.
I had the greatest time with Barry. We bonded. It was very nice. There was no awkward situations. I complimented on some stuff, and he believed me. And now I think if we go back, I think we won't have a problem. But
So
I'm glad that I talked
just
to him.
don't bring the main guy.
Yeah.
So then we did the crawfish boil. A bunch of family came over, and it was great though. We did a group prayer.
There's a picture of it with
There's a bunch of
AJ
people.
and Kyle.
After we were watching, he was on. Barry was also on. Was it
PBS.
PBS
I don't know
and a
what the
travel
show is
channel.
called.
Yeah,
And then,
Samantha something.
And then we had watched some of our episodes in there too. But that was a lot of his family that came in for the crawfish boil. We ended up having a great time and getting to know everybody. And
They were nice people.
So then,
That's the thing down there. I've noticed that we go to other cities. Everyone down there that
to
we came
feed
across
us.
in that wants to feed you, and they're incredibly nice.
If they know you're coming. If they don't,
If they
you're
don't, they
coming,
want to shoot
might
you, and they're
shoot
going
in
to call the
driveway.
cops.
yeah, but yeah, there's some of the crawfish we cooked up, and it was just
was
those are the
so
ones we
good.
caught on the trip, and we did them Cajun style, and they were super tasty, and we
He
had a
has
good
his
time.
own seasoning that he
Yeah.
uses that he made.
He has his own,
Everything.
the best setup you've ever seen there.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
If you want to go stay at a bed and breakfast and you want to go on a crawfish excursion, I will tell you it's super affordable. Go there, stay with Barry.
And it's fun too.
You can pull traps. They do the old school netting that you can go and do with him. And then he's got a bunch of different locations that you can do. So it's really neat.
And then that night, after you're done reeling everything in, or trapping everything in, they'll do the big boil, off all the crawfish you got, and it tastes amazing.
I think
Yeah,
we did
in
like
that-
300 pounds with everybody
Yeah, with the
Oh yeah, because you had extra.
from the day before.
and they had the kielbasa and I love Cajun style crawfish. That's like when you bust them open, you're eating them, and it's so
was
you're a
awesome. It was
mess,
very
and
good.
You got yourself a cold pop.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
potatoes were good,
Yeah.
too.
Because
We
I
only know
got
that
that one
because of
time
Jeff.
when we were in Texas, and I got 1 pound, which, as we've learned here,
Is nothing.
5 pounds is enough for one person. Because once you break them open, like it's like this big, but then the meat's like this big. It's really little. And I got a pound of crawfish, and I ate maybe like a third of it. And then everyone else on the trip decided my food looked better than their food when we were eating in Texas. So they ate all of my crawfish. And then we were like, oh, we should do crawfish now.
Sure. So then,
good.
yeah, that was how we learned that we
Very
liked
good.
these. But honestly, that was the best Cajun crawfish ever. So
I
then we
agree.
come up with the idea that we're like, all right, it's the Saturday before Mardi Gras. Why don't we now, even though we're 3 hours away, why don't we drive the 3 hours tonight after the crawfish boil? We'll get there at roughly midnight, 12:30 a.m., and then we'll just do Mardi Gras
We'll just go ham the whole night.
Oh
the
my
entire
gosh.
night, and we'll just do that. So then we decide that's a good idea. So that's what we did, and we go out, and we've got to tell Barry now we're going to leave tonight as opposed to tomorrow morning.
He was actually kind of sad.
He was. So I was like, I'm going to tell him.
Yeah, that was the final
I was like, I'll tell him.
thing.
My favorite thing was Jeffrey, though. He goes, you did the analogy, you acted like you were me, because you knew I was trying so hard for Barry to like me the whole trip. But what did you say? You were like,
I don't know what you're pointing to.
I'm pointing to the fact when you did the scenario where you're like, you know what, Barry, I've done it. When I was like,
That's it, Barry.
I was like, we're gonna be leaving tonight, as opposed to tomorrow. And he's like, and Jeff goes to me, he goes, he goes, Barry might be upset that we're leaving early. I go, I've spent this entire trip letting that man down. Why?
Yeah.
At this
It doesn't
point,
matter. It doesn't matter now.
At this
Leave
point,
at the low point before it gets any worse.
it's just, if I stay till the morning, something's gonna happen at breakfast. We got to get out of here. I love this, and I really like the guy. He's so cool. Like
He
he's
was
like,
awesome.
He is what I hope to be one day. But obviously, I am light years away because he hates me. But he doesn't actually hate me. Barry loves me, and we actually did get along pretty good. But I spent a lot of time trying to get him to like me after all that.
Trying to recover.
So then we decide we're going to go to the Mardi Gras festivities and drive through the night to get there at 12:30. It was like 12:30, 12:45
12:30
by the time we
yeah.
got parked.
Yep.
And then we walked downtown to Bourbon Street on the Saturday before Mardi Gras.
I was expecting it to be like at least reasonable.
It wasn't.
It was not.
It
There
wasn't
was,
reasonable.
you could barely see the street. There was so much garbage.
I didn't like that. Everything smelled like puke and liquor
No, it's
Yeah.
chlorine.
and chlorine, but that was only...
In certain spots.
Yeah. It's either garbage in the street and you can't see the street and you're rolling your ankle on mountains of beads,
Yeah.
or you're shoulder to shoulder with people
Yep.
and you can't get anywhere. You've got your drink, they've got their drink. You hope that no one bumps, because if
That's a
anyone
good
gets
point.
bumped, you're going to get that drink on you no matter
Yep.
what happens.
People are puking wherever they're puking. People are throwing beads from the ceiling, like the sky, the balconies. They're throwing them down,
the
and they're like the
ceiling.
big heavy ones, and people are getting hit in the heads. And girls are dancing, which was pretty cool. And then,
Well, I don't know why you'd think that you couldn't even see them, because everyone's shoulder to shoulder. How do you even see anything?
yeah, it was. I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder the entire time. But we
Yeah.
stayed out until 7 a.m. And then we went to IHOP, and
Do
we
we
had,
want to tell the second getting shot story?
oh yeah. So AJ and Jeffrey were getting food off a food truck during this entire thing, which was pretty funny. And so they're trying to get it, and there's a guy behind us, and this is when we first arrived.
Yeah, this is the
And this-
first thing we saw.
And the whole trip before this, we're talking to people not from New Orleans, like the guides and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't really go down there because there's shootings and stuff."
And I was like, we're from Detroit.
Yeah,
We've seen it all.
We have
seen
lead
it
in
all.
our water in Flint. Okay.
yeah. And so, continue.
Yeah, so yeah, everyone's kind of got us a little nervous about the safety things of Mardi Gras in general. So we're down there, and Jeff and AJ are getting food, and while they're doing that, there's this guy that's drunk high or something
He is
going
this
berserk
big guy,
right
too.
next to Ryan, big dude, and he's like, I got a gun, I'm gonna shoot everybody out here, and he's like bouncing around, and like his eyes are rolling back in his head and stuff. And I knew that Ryan had a knife on him, and I knew that he had a pocket knife, and I see him reach in his pocket, and I brace myself because he keeps reaching like towards his back
Yeah.
pocket thing.
That's
and I
what
was
I
like,
said- that's what we said to each other.
if he grabs something in that back thing, he is. Because Ryan and I go, you ready? He goes. Ryan goes, yep. Because I was like, this is going down. Jeff and AJ are like, food. But we literally, and this guy's like bouncing around. And then the guy that owned the truck was like screaming at him, and they were arguing. And he's like, you got to get out of here with that. Blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm gonna get my gang and this and that. And Ryan and I are just both braced. Like, if this guy makes a move for his back pocket, we are gonna take him out like nobody's business.
I can't imagine it wouldn't have been that hard to knock him down because
No, but you better succeed.
Yeah,
Correct.
It's life or death.
He's big. If you didn't succeed,
Yeah.
you never know with someone who's that big.
What bothered
drunk.
me is how chill everyone else was about it. Like, yeah, well, if he shoots, he shoots. That's normal.
Well,
Like, everyone was just so chill.
And you don't know like what you're gonna do until you're in those situations. But I was kind of proud of how we reacted to it.
You and I communicated well.
Yeah, we communicated, and it wasn't like we didn't just like ditch the area just to save ourselves. It was kind of like, well, if he pulls out a gun, we have the opportunity just to
Take
grab,
this guy
knock him down, and take it, so other people don't get shot, plus ourselves.
Right.
Or we could have left and
You know
risk
why,
other
though?
people getting
Because
shot.
we're the only two sober people in the world on that street.
That's true.
Ryan's only 19, so he couldn't drink. And, I don't drink ever. So we were both sober and ready to go, but we were like braced and ready. Jeff and Ryan were eating, or Jeff and AJ were eating hot dogs,
In
but
food mode.
I was ready to party.
but we went down, and it was shoulder to shoulder. It was a big party. It was so much fun. It was fun. The people watching towards an extreme.
The
but I was
people
like,
watching was good. The part of just walking down the street to me was just nothing because you can't see anything going on. You're
it was
constantly
so
getting bumped.
pressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't like crowds, don't go to Mardi Gras though. You don't like crowds.
Well, go during the day because it wasn't super bad during the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we don't know. We weren't there on Saturday. We were there on a Thursday during the
That's
day.
true.
Who
You would
knows?
think that people are probably less drunk if you go there like early to midday.
I don't know.
I'm not going to say that for sure, but
I'll tell you, at 7 a.m. they were scary looking. I'll tell you that.
yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
that's
it
still
was
the crowd from the
zombies.
night before.
Zombies walking out of there.
So then we went to it was like 7 a.m. and we went to IHOP, and the poor
was so
guy.
mad.
Yeah, it took like 2 hours to get our food, and there was like 8 people in the whole place.
I slept
You slept.
at the table.
I had a dream at the table.
That's
And
right.
I was
I
so
had a dream.
confused because we get down, we sit, I order food. He's like, oh, sorry, it's my first day. So it took him a couple tries to get our orders right. And then I put my head down, and then I get up, and it's light out. And it was dark out before. And I'm like, oh, okay, so some time has passed. Then I put my head back down, and then I wake up, and everyone's mad. I'm like, why is everybody mad? It's been more than an hour, and we still don't have our food. I'm like, oh.
And there's
the funny thing
actually
is,
like 8 people in there. There's
Yeah.
not. And
You're like, it's been
not
4
crowded.
minutes for me.
The funny thing is like I feel better because I had a nap. So I wake up and I'm like, this is nice.
We're all hangry
Good.
and
I feel
crabby.
better, and you guys are all like,
Where's our food? Then so then we went and slept in the IHOP parking lot first.
missed
Yeah, so now this is Sunday.
Well, we only got a
super
couple
early
minutes. I want to
morning.
cover the shower thing.
Oh, the shower thing.
Yeah. So then I decide. So we go out after getting our food. It's like a 2-hour extravaganza. AJ didn't even eat. He was so mad.
Yep.
And then we slept in the parking
that's
lot.
because they dropped his food.
We slept in the parking lot for a couple hours, and then we were gonna go back downtown. But when I woke up, I'm excessive compulsive. It's just so people know I have to be clean.
3 showers a day.
Yep, 3
At the minimum.
Barry also noted that.
Yes, he did.
Is he showering?
Is Kyle
again?
showering again?
Did he say that?
Yeah.
He
He's
knows he's
down to
using
a
all my
T.
water. Jeez, I'm so sorry, Barry. I'm sorry. At least I don't stink. Yeah, I did shower like 3. I did shower 3 times a day. But then we went around. We were trying to find a place. Well, all the hotels were $400 to $600 a night, and it's 7 a.m. You can't get one because the check-in isn't till like 1 o'clock. So I'm like, well, I know sometimes like Love's gas stations have like showers and stuff. So we started going around from truck stop to truck stop, getting in more ghetto areas than I've ever seen in my
Disgusting.
entire life. The most gross areas ever.
We went under so many overpasses, and I was nervous. We didn't really
It was-
see anybody.
No, we didn't see anybody.
You
But it
guys
was
were
just-
along for that ride with me, and I appreciate
It was
it.
disgusting. And I'm just trying to poop at the New Orleans airport, and I did the same thing to try to find a bathroom there. It was disgusting. Every bathroom was disgusting at that airport.
How dare they?
He's like a bird with pooping, too. Like, when he has to go to the bathroom, he's in and out in 2 seconds, and you were gone for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I was getting worried. I was like, where is he? He goes, it took me forever to find one because the airports were just packed.
It was so
packed. There were
gross.
so many people, and everything was gross. I will say that, though. The streets were disgusting. The amount of garbage and stuff like that, it was just ugh, ugh, ugh. But the overall trip itself,
Was amazing.
Awesome.
with 8 hours of sleep total, we hurt some feelings, but we learned about some
It was
illnesses.
unintentional, okay?
But
we
the
learned about some illnesses.
the overall episodes themselves, the Redfish episode and the
Crawfish.
Crawfish episode were
Not
so
crayfish, not crawdad,
Crawfish.
crawfish.
Were so good, so entertaining. You're going to be along for the ride with us on that, and I hope you enjoy those episodes. And that's why we want to do this little behind-the-scenes special today. Go to our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. We'd love to hear from you. We're also a little bit active on Twitter now, so we'd love to hear from any episode ideas you'd like to see. Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. We hope you had some laughs. Stay green.